It's your Peace Sermon Preview. Here we go. Confused. Peter finally got it right. Rocky, I like to use that nickname. Peter's given name is Simon, but Jesus called him Peter, which means rock. So Rocky had stumbled over other questions and might have been a little discouraged, but this time he could pat himself on the back. In this week's Bible reading from Mark 8:27-38, Jesus asked, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter answered the question correctly. I'm sure he was proud of himself for finally getting it. And then he was confused again. The question is, was his answer correct to begin with? I think folks generally read this part before Jesus called Peter Satan, meaning adversary, not some kind of evil entity, and told him about how he, Jesus, was going to suffer and die and rise again as a time when Peter really got it. But Peter was confused. When Peter called Jesus the Messiah in Hebrew, Peter used the same term as the Christ in Greek. Both words mean anointed one, and usually were used to refer to the kings of Israel. The kings were powerful, and they ruled absolutely. Weakness was not something people associated with a king. An anointed one, suffering and death, would certainly not go with the title. Peter called Jesus the Messiah. In Matthew, and this week we read from Mark, he also calls Jesus the Son of the living God. Both titles would generally be reserved for the king or the Egyptian pharaohs. And when Peter called Jesus those names, it was as if he was calling on Jesus to take over and maybe even set things right with a military coup. Peter wanted Jesus to show up and take charge with violence and power. Jesus called Peter out and set the disciples back on course. I'll see you Sunday.